What disgusting people like RevSaysDesu likes to do is take the most mundane, who cares type shit and blow it up into something that sounds like the end of the world and somehow insert VTubers, lolly, or DEI into the discussion. He's like the one retarded friend IRL who just won't shut up about diversity quotas. Case in point, his video on Pokimane he named Pokimane is fucking stupid. Alright, let's go.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to be once again clowning on Pokimane. So her latest take is one that I think is pretty interesting for the reasons she probably didn't intend, and we're going to talk about it today. So here's the take. It says, unfortunately there aren't that many huge female streamers, at least not on Kai and Speed's level. Pokimane says that the streaming scene is becoming more male dominated.
You might be wondering, how the hell is RevSaysDesu going to make something out of this? It's just simply the truth, right? Kai and Speed are literally nowhere near anybody that's below them, alright? We're not talking about any female streamers, we're not talking about any male streamers. So really, I know it's cool to hate on Pokimane. I know it's cool because, you know, I know how people do it. They try to insert every single possible excuse. They insert every single possible reason to hate on Pokimane. And I'm not saying that Pokimane is like a saint, an angel, or something like that, right? I'm saying that Pokimane is a very criticizable person. She's a ruthless person. She's dishonest. But at the same time, even though she's easy to clown on, it's harder to clown on her well. And case in point, again, we're gonna take a look at what Rev says next, okay?
But her statement here also ignores something that I think is kind of offensive, because on the female side of streamers, she's completely ignoring people that do pull really good numbers, and that of course is VTubers. As many people have pointed out, Pokemon, please!
So here is the very beginning of Rev inserting VTubers into the fucking discussion like some kind of obnoxious weeaboo, alright? You know the kinds of people IRL and online who just insert VTubers and their favorite VTuber into every single fucking discussion? That is Rev, alright? Nobody asked for this opinion, nobody cares, and it's not even true, alright? And we're gonna see why.
So they are people right here, two examples of female streamers pulling amazing numbers on different platforms. You have Iron Mouse, who is the second highest all-time sub number on Twitch. She was, for a moment last year, the #1 all-time until Kai broke her record and reclaimed his #1 spot. And then you have Gargro, has millions and millions of subs on YouTube. And of course, Pokimane ignores examples like this. Now, there's a lot to go on here.
It doesn't, everything pales in comparison to viewers, alright? Concurrent viewers. For both Gargara and Iron Mouse, alright, I researched this. Apparently they have an average of about 45 concurrent live viewers, alright? While Kai Cenat and IShowSpeed have around 75,000 concurrent viewers on average. We're talking about averages here, okay? Now the thing is that why is this important? Why is this more important than sub count, more important than whatever on YouTube, right? It's because it's the amount of people who are actively a fan of you and would stay, right? We're not talking about anybody who is just going to be there in the background watching your videos, and maybe it's a dead account so they're not going to come back, right? We're talking about people who are there wanting to see you live, right? So it's two completely different things. And the thing is that Pokimane, I don't think Pokimane is ignoring the, I don't think so. That is such a bad faith take to have, right? How do you know Pokimane is ignoring these people? How do you know that Pokimane isn't including these only be born out of bad faith? And we're gonna keep on going, we're gonna take a look, okay?
Of course, the data is there to suggest that VTubers have dominated the female streaming space for some time now. I mean, just look at this. In terms of the top peak concurrent view count here, right, you can see 2, 4, 6 are all VTubers. And by a landslide, by the way, which is pretty impressive. And that's backed up even further if you look at the...
We're not talking about large female streamers, all right? That's not what we're talking about, right? Originally, again, all Pokimane said was, oh yeah, we just don't have any female streamers that are on the same level as Kai Cenat and IShowSpeed. This graph doesn't disprove jack. It doesn't disprove jack shit. It just simply does not, all right? For example, the previous graph, or the graph that we just saw, right? We were seeing what's the peak VTuber, right? The highest that we've seen is around 200,000 to 300,000, right? Now, what is the highest concurrent number for Kai Cenat? Well, let's take a look. So here you can see, folks, Kai Cenat's highest concurrent viewers was over 721,000 during a sleepover stream with Kevin Hart and Drewski. This was the top stream of the year on Twitch. The thing is that this is incomparable. Incomparable. Again, we're talking about the same level, all right? We're not even talking about 700,000. We're not even talking about 650,000. We're not even talking about 600,000. We are talking about the highest female VTuber concurrency being 200 to 300,000 highest concurrent. All right, close. It's not even close. All right, it doesn't even come close to it. All right. Now, let's take a look at IShowSpeeds. IShowSpeeds. During an earlier leg trip of his trip in Thailand, Watkins set a new personal record with more than 600,000 concurrents. His audience in Indonesia blew that number out of the water. Watkins was moved to tears after pushing his audience past 1 million concurrents. That is such an insane number. We are unable to comprehend it in our head, all right, in terms of the concurrency, okay? The highest female streamer of that concurrency, all right, the peak concurrency. It's incomprehensible. It's not even close. All Pokimane said was, oh yeah, we just don't have anybody on this level. That's it. That's all she said. She didn't bring up VTubers. She didn't bring up anything. She didn't bring up any, right? Again, RevSaysDesu's made a title saying, all right, this is such a strong title to say about Pokimane, all right? So you better back it up. And unfortunately for our friend Rev here, he does not back it, okay? Now, the real reason why he does this is because Rev has an audience of, let's just be honest, okay? Weeaboo people who are lonely, all right? And let's just also admit it as well, all right? We all know this. They dislike Pokimane, okay? They dislike Pokimane. So obviously when Pokimane, maybe she just does anything wrong, or maybe she just does nothing wrong. Like even in this case, she's done nothing wrong, okay? RevSaysDesu's will find any reason, bash her, to find any kind of reason to, get around to naking around with lies, with misrepresentations, with bringing up his favorite subject, VTubers, right? It's so cringe. It's so retarded, all right? It's so, okay? But yet he still does this because he's a grifter. RevSaysDesu's is a grifter, okay? He knows. I'm sorry, but I hold Rev higher than his audience holds him, all right? I believe that Rev knows exactly what he's doing, okay? Because this entire video is so stupid. It's just so retarded, all right? Let's continue.
It really goes back to this comment right here. Don't VTubers consistently reach similar numbers to these guys, or do they not count? And unfortunately, the answer is yes.
I have nothing against VTubers, okay? But for like half of this entire video, actually no, maybe even more than half of this entire video, what Rev has done is that he has essentially simped for VTubers the entire time, all right? And I'm not saying that Pokimane isn't part of some kind of mega corporation conglomerate or whatever. She gets business deals all the time, right? But the thing is here is that it's so weird for Rev to just go like, oh my god, these VTubers are so great, but he never talks about any of the cons that come from these extremely popular VTubers. The amount of parasociality people have with these VTubers is viscerally disgusting, okay? Like, for example, I'm pretty sure more than once I have heard occasions where VTubers are accidentally revealing that they are having some guy come over to play video games with them, and then now everybody is up in arms about it, and their mega corporation is going like, okay, yeah, we gotta have a public apology here, okay? We gotta have a public apology. And you know, it's so funny because Rev says something along the lines of, oh, you know, you don't want to show your face. Oh, you know, the anonymity protects you. But, you know, with that also comes a degree of a lack of interaction. It comes with the fact that people still grow so attached with these mega corporations who are trying to siphon millions and millions and millions of dollars from the fans. And trust me, their elaborate network of streamers is way more malicious, okay? Sure, I'm not denying that Pokimane is a ruthless businesswoman. I just never noticed Rev ever criticizing VTubers. Alright, like that, or anything. He just does not. There are so many things you can point out about VTubers that are problematic, right? Sorry to use the word, but it's true, right?
Yes, to many people, VTubers just don't count at the end of the day. They can never really explain to you why they don't count, for reasons at least that aren't completely hypocritical when you look at other popular streamers, but that is unfortunately the very apparent reality for a lot of people. They see something that's different to them, that they don't particularly like themselves, and they just 100% across the board. And yeah, I think her take on this really shows that even people like Pokimane don't really take VTubers seriously. They don't count them because there was no mention of them whatsoever, even though people like Iron Mouse have reached levels that people like Kai and Speed have, and even collaborated with Kai, for example, but they're just not on the radar of people like Pokimane who'd rather just sit there and complain.
Thing is that no, Iron Mouse is still not at the level of Kai Cenat and IShowSpeed. And no, Pokimane, there is no proof here that Pokimane is disregarding any VTuber, because it's just simply not true that any VTuber is on the same level as these top two streamers, okay? So again, Rev, of course, has to tie it all the way back to the very beginning. We all gotta dunk on Pokimane, right? Boring, alright? Damn, improve your damn commentary. Fuck off. Now, the reason I bring up this video by Tectone is because, surprisingly, Tectone has actually made a video on RevSaysDesu's, exactly that Pokimane video, alright? And here's the thing, alright? It's okay if you don't trust me, you don't trust my commentary or anything like that. But how about this? Let's have Tectone explain this, alright? Let's go.
This tweet by Pokimane was very interesting. As much as I want to dunk on her, there's actually some intricacies that I really want to address that I think a lot of glad-handing yes men are mindlessly parroting. And I think this situation is far more complex than anybody realizes. So I kind of want to talk about this one.
What's up, guys? Rev here. So today I'm going to be once again clowning on Pokimane, and while her tier 3 simps are currently searching for the dislike button on this video, let me just tell you, you're not going to make it. So her latest take is one that I think is pretty interesting for the reasons she probably didn't intend, and we're going to talk about it today. So here's the take. It says, unfortunately, there aren't that many huge female streamers, at least not on Kai and Speed's level. Pokimane says that the streaming scene is becoming more male-dominated.
So here's the very interesting with this take. This is true and untrue at the exact same time. And now I want to explain this. First of all, the success of a streamer has nothing to do with gender. This is a woman who's trying to say the reason why I'm not as big as Kai and Speed is because I'm a woman and the internet is sexist. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, feel bad for us women. It's just simply not true. And let's be real, women have a huge buff on this platform, which is if they are conventionally attractive, they can pretty much have an assured bottom line of at least 200 viewers, as well as making around $3,000 if they were to sell feet pics on OnlyFans. So let's not sit here and act like women have it hard in the content creation industry, okay? The reason, and I mean this genuinely, the reason why there are no streamers on Kai and Speed's level, yes, guys, I'm gonna say this, Iron Mouse is not on the same level as Kai and Speed. She is not, okay? Now, there are people pretending that there are VTubers like Neanders, Silvervale, Shy Lily. They are successful, but they're not on Kai and Speed's level. Now, that's not because of their gender. That's because there is not a single other person besides these two who are investing and grinding in their content more than these two. These people have done prisons. These people are going to other countries on the day, learning 8 different languages in order to be able to communicate with all of their fans, donating millions upon millions of dollars, which is something that Mousy has done. But the other thing is, Kai Cenat and Speed go live to 140, 150, 200,000 people, 70,000 viewers on a slow day. Mousy's lucky if she gets 13. So let's not hold Mouse to the same level as Kai and Speed, because having to live up to that amount of drive is very hard. Now, Mouse is doing great considering everything that she has to deal with. Obviously, she has an autoimmune disease. She's doing amazing for what she is, but there are no creators on Speed and Kai's level. And that is just the truth. But that's not about gender. It's because no one is doing as much, as often, as hard.
So there you guys have it, okay? You guys have heard it. Now, the reason why I bring up Tectone is because Tectone is up in and around the same kinds of people as Rev is. Rev and Asmongold have a bridge, and Tectone and Asmongold also have a bridge. They are related to each other. Now, we have Tectone reacting to Rev's video. Now, you might be wondering, okay, wow, such a large creator around the same level as Rev has made a rebuke Rev's video, okay? How has our glorious King Rev, okay, Lolly King Rev responded? Well, let's just check that real quick, okay? Oh, huh, wow. Well, that's interesting that there is no response, okay? I don't think I see Tectone's face in any of these. Not in here, not in here, not in here, not in here. None of these have Tectone's face, okay? So there you guys have it, all right? Against targets people like Tectone, all right, who clearly has made a rebuking video against Rev, there is no response, all right? But why is this the case? Why is Rev missing this? How is Rev not seeing this? Well, you know, it's either the idea that Rev somehow just avoids Twitter, avoid Tectone's channel, avoid somebody who's also close to Asmongold, avoid like any kind of reaction to their content who is by another large creator. Oh, no. In fact, the most likely is that Rev is grifting, is being a coward, because Rev knows that they don't actually have an argument, because this would be a perfect chance to take Tectone down, right? Because you have another person who also makes slop content, who is not really a competitor, but close enough, right? You get to boost your own credibility with a little bit of a back and forth, right? A little bit of a debate, if you will, right? But instead, what we have Rev doing is that they keep it to themselves, and when they face criticism, they hide away, all right? They hide away. No matter if Tectone has made a video against them, all right? It just straight up does not matter, okay? Because why? Because RevSaysDesu is a grifter,